It was 1981 in the fall. My college field hockey team, we had been chosen to go to the national tournament. We were in the first day, the first game of that tournament. And I did something I've never done before. Was a link midfielder. I was good at passing. I was good at strategy. I was good at running at top speed. I was really good at assisting the goal scorers. I was not so good at skill, however, and that day on the field, on the right-hand line down, I did this beautiful skill trick, this flick, just 15 yards, perfectly placed just in front of the winger who took it in to score. It was a moment of joy, of wonder, of awe. No one could believe it. They had never seen that from me until that moment. And it was amazing. And not all moments are like that. I'm Dr. Maria Sirois, clinical psychologist, positive psychologist, expert in the field of resilience. I've spent over 30 years studying what it is that enables us as individuals, as families, as teams to navigate the big moments in life, the difficult moments, the heartbreaking moments, as well as the moments of opportunity, like being in a national tournament. It turns out that most of us are resilient most of the time, and because we don't have control over a lot of things like life, like who shows up on the field on any one day, who gets hired, who gets let go, what happens to our body in certain moments. There's so much we don't have control over, but we do have control over the most important thing. We have total control over how we respond to any one moment. Resilience, you see, is the capacity to adapt to stress, to trauma, to loss, as well as to opportunity, because it turns out opportunity can be stressful as well. Think of any time your team made it further than you ever thought, or you made it further than you've ever thought, or your child was chosen to be on some elite team somewhere, or the band of players that you'd sort of put together haphazardly turns out to be the most wonderful group of athletes you could imagine, and suddenly you're in a whole new place. We have the capacity to adapt to the small assaults of life, the giant heartbreaks, and the wondrous moments that appear out of the blue. In the 1980s, if you were studying resilience, you would have been taught the metaphor of the tree, right? The tree that's strong enough to withstand the storm versus the tree that's broken. Turns out that's not accurate because it implies that some of us are resilient and some of us aren't. According to George Bonanno from Columbia, one of the world's absolute leading researchers and thought leaders in the field, most of us really are resilient most of the time. And because life will come at us in ways that are unexpected, because our bodies do age and things happen on the court, on the field, right? On the track, because we never know what's going to take down the people we care most about. It behooves us to have knowledge, to have wisdom about what resilience really looks and feels like. So when those crossroad moments come, we know how to adapt. We know how to adapt to heartbreak and wonder, how to adapt to insult as well as opportunity. And there is one thing that resilient folk do. This is true across race, age, gender, socioeconomic status, geography, history. It doesn't matter. This is true for all human beings. Resilient folk take the day they've been given and they shape it in a direction that serves them. They take every day, the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Super Bowl Sunday, right? They take the day they've been given and they shape it in a direction that serves them. The first thing they do is they pivot toward the good. You see, every day has some kind of difficulty in it. I metaphorically call this the swamp. Some kind of stressors, difficult surprises, upsets, confusion, some swampy thing. It could be traffic, or an old injury is flared up again, or suddenly there's a new person on the team who is gunning for your spot, or someone you've admired does something to insult you in front of others. Every day has some sort of swamp. And every day also has some kind of pond. pond of goodness, of care, of creativity, of innovation, of flexibility, of surprises, like a capacity to do a skill you've never had the capacity to do before, right? Resilient folk manage the swamp. They acknowledge it. They don't deny it. Denial is a non-resilient stance, by the way. We don't deny it. We don't just push through, shove through as if the swamp didn't exist. We face it, we manage it, and we bring our attention toward the pond. We bring our attention in one of three directions. Either we make choices that calm us down, or we make choices that inspire us, energize us, or we make choices that strengthen our capacity. Those are the three primary resilient directions. A great practice would be to wake up in the morning, every morning, any morning, and say to yourself, what is it that I most need today to either calm myself, strengthen myself, or energize myself? And then you choose one thing in one of those categories, and you actually apply it that day. If you were to do this for 2 weeks, take the next 2 weeks, 14 mornings in a row, what is one thing I can do today to either calm myself, strengthen myself, or energize myself? You would discover the following. Number one, no matter how complicated the day, you can take a few moments to do one thing on behalf of your own well-being. Number two, when we take a few moments to do something on behalf of our own well-being, we remind ourselves that we have the capacity to lead ourselves forward. Sometimes what happens in the world of athletics, just like in the world of business or the world of family or the world of community or the world of education, is that things happen that are out of our control. And in those moments, we are required and we are invited, but we are required to stand up within ourselves as if our day and our way of responding to that day absolutely mattered. When we make resilient choices, like choosing to practice something as simple and efficient as this tool for 2 weeks, we remind ourselves of our own dignity, our own power, our own worth. And those are beautiful antidotes to any feelings that we might be having of not being good enough, fast enough, smart enough, careful enough, or just enough. And every human being has those feelings sometimes. In the following videos, I'll bring to you specific skills addressing specific foundational pillars of resilience. But more than anything, I'd love for you to start with this understanding. Whether you're a player, a family member, a coach, a manager, a trainer, a parent, whether you are the beloved of an athlete or just a fan of the game, whoever you are in this gorgeous territory of sports that you've chosen to participate in, know this: we are capable of holding the worst moments and moving forward anyway. And it begins by centering ourselves in our day and choosing to shape the day in a way that builds within us a sense of serenity, of energy, and of capacity. I wish you well.